Say this in your head for a while and wait. Strange sentence, isn't it? But what if I told you those simple words, repeated only in your mind, never spoken aloud, could bend the course of your life? What if your next chapter isn't waiting out there, but in here, right inside your thoughts? I want you to imagine a man sitting alone in a hospital waiting room. His name was Daniel, diagnosed with a rare illness, the kind doctors barely know how to pronounce, much less cure. Medications failed, therapy failed, time was running out. But Daniel didn't pray the way most people do. He didn't scream, he didn't bargain with God. He just sat there and began to say something inside his head, over and over, again and again, for hours. Not out loud, just a whisper within. And then the impossible began. If you're listening to this right now, I don't believe it's an accident. Maybe you've been searching for peace, for clarity, for that one thing that finally changes your life, not just on the outside, but at the level of the soul. Maybe this is it. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you isn't fantasy. It's not magic. It's the hidden science of your consciousness, the ancient secret buried in religions, whispered by sages, and now studied by neuroscience, all starting with just one thing: the silent voice in your head. But before we go deeper, I invite you to do one small thing. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because what we're about to unfold together is not a one-time revelation. It's the beginning of a whole new way to see yourself, your power, and the universe you're shaping every moment you breathe. Let's keep going. You've probably heard of affirmations, those positive, cheesy-sounding lines like, I am strong, I am worthy, I am abundant. Maybe you've tried them before. Maybe they didn't work. Maybe they sounded fake in your mouth or hollow in your mind. That's because no one told you the real key. It's not the words, it's the state. You can say the right words all day long, but if deep inside you're still vibrating with fear, scarcity, shame, then the words fall dead, like seeds on concrete. Nothing grows. But when you enter the right emotional frequency and then speak the words inwardly, like you're lighting fire under your bones, everything changes. Your brain rewires, your cells shift, reality listens. In fact, neuroscientists have proven that thoughts alone, when charged with strong emotion, can light up the same neural pathways as actual experience. That means if you think, I am safe, I am free, I am healing, while feeling as if it's already true, your brain starts believing it's real. And guess what happens next? Your life begins to bend to match that new belief. This isn't just new age fluff. This is pure biology, pure spirituality, and ancient wisdom finally meeting modern truth. Now, listen closely. You don't need hours of chanting. You don't need crystals or incense or some perfect quiet space. All you need is 1 minute of deep focus and a sentence that comes alive in your chest. Daniel, remember him? The man in the hospital? He didn't say anything elaborate. All he said, over and over, silently, like a drum beat in his mind, was, I am whole, I am life, I am healed. That's it. And after 2 weeks, the scans began changing. The doctors didn't understand. But Daniel knew, because something in his soul had shifted long before the machines caught up. You see, your words are not just thoughts, they are frequencies, signals, blueprints for your reality. The way a seed carries the entire structure of a tree, your silent words carry the architecture of your future. But you must believe. You must say them like they're already true. Say them like the sky is listening. Say them like your life depends on it. Because maybe it does. Now, I want to ask you something. Have you ever noticed how your inner voice talks to you when you're afraid? It says, it'll never work. Or, you're not enough. Or even worse, this is just who you are. And we believe it. We believe that internal whisper like it's gospel. But what if you could replace that voice? Not fight it, not silence it, transform it. Imagine waking up tomorrow and hearing this inside your head. Today I am powerful, I am ready, I am already becoming everything I desire. Just think what might change. Don't worry if you don't believe it at first. Just start saying it. Just whisper it inside. Let it echo, let it vibrate, let it grow. Because the universe is not waiting for you to scream your desires into a microphone. It's listening to what you whisper when you're alone. And so, say this in your head for a while and wait. Just wait. Something is coming. Something has already begun. You see, this isn't the first time humanity has discovered the secret power of silent words. Thousands of years ago, long before neuroscience put it under a microscope, wise men and prophets were already speaking to the invisible, not with their mouths, but with their hearts. In the book of Psalms, King David didn't always shout to God. Sometimes he meditated within himself. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Psalm 19:14. Those weren't just poetic lines, they were code clues to a divine practice. And the Buddhists? They understood this long ago. The core of Buddhist meditation isn't loud prayer or public confession. It's silent mantra, repeated not for God to hear, but to reprogram the mind. There's one ancient phrase, Om Mani Padme Hum, that monks would repeat mentally for hours, even while walking, eating, or sweeping the floor. Why? Because they knew. When you repeat something enough, it doesn't just change your mind, it changes your being. And what about Islam? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, often went into deep silence, retreating into the cave of Hira, not to speak, but to listen, to receive, to allow the divine to echo within. The practice of dhikr, the remembrance of God, is often done in stillness, repetition, and sometimes just within the mind and heart. They say every beat of the heart that says, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but God, purifies the soul even if the lips remain closed. Do you see the pattern yet? Whether it's monks, mystics, or messengers, they all tapped into something modern society has almost forgotten. The voice inside creates the world outside. Now let's bring it forward into our age, into the world of neurons, data, and labs. You've probably heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? He's not a monk. He's not a preacher. He's a neuroscientist. But he teaches something eerily similar, that when you rehearse thoughts and words internally with strong emotion, your brain forms new neural pathways, like carving new roads into the landscape of your mind. One experiment showed that people who visualized lifting weights gained muscle without touching a single dumbbell. That's right, the mind believed, and so the body obeyed. You may not be in a temple or a cave or a lab, but you are holding the same power. In fact, your thoughts have already been manifesting your life, but unconsciously. When you say, I'll never get better, or people always leave me, or money doesn't come to people like me, you're not stating facts. You're writing scripts. Scripts that your brain and your reality will follow without question. So what if, just for today, you change the script? What if instead of, I am broken, you said, I am healing? Instead of, I'm always stuck, you whispered, I am rising. Instead of, I'm not enough, you claimed, I am chosen. And you said it not like a wish, but like a truth already written. Don't underestimate the simplicity. Some of the greatest transformations come from the smallest, most ordinary-looking tools. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman in southern India. Her name was Kamala. Poor, widowed, sick. Doctors gave her a few months to live. But every morning, she would sit under the same tree and repeat a phrase inside her head over and over. My body is light. My soul is joy. I am whole. The village thought she was going mad, but within 6 months, no one could explain it. Her illness was gone. A Western doctor visited, ran tests, couldn't find the disease anymore. They asked her, what medicine did you take? She smiled and pointed to her forehead. Just this, she said, and a little belief. Now, I'm not saying affirmations cure everything. I'm not saying faith is a substitute for medicine. But I am saying this, your mind is medicine. And if you don't use it, someone else will. Because the world is whispering to you every day, you're not rich enough, not smart enough, not thin enough, not lovable. So either you start whispering something stronger, or the world wins. You've got to talk back, but not by shouting into the void, by whispering into your soul. Right now, think of a sentence you need. Something your spirit has been longing to hear. Close your eyes. Say it, just in your mind. Say it again and again. Say it until your skin tingles, your heart softens, and the tears rise, not from pain, but from finally remembering who you are. If you're still with me, then you've already begun. But we're not finished. Before we continue, take 1 second to subscribe if you haven't. Not just because it supports the channel, but because every video we create is another key, another reminder, and another door opening. This space is for those who want to break patterns, not just habits. For those who know deep down, there's more to life than what we see, and it starts with what we say. So say it again, let it echo, and wait. There's a sacred moment right after you've repeated a truth inside your head, again and again, when silence takes over. But it's not empty, it's alive. It's as if your entire being pauses, heart, mind, breath, and begins listening to a voice not outside of you, but buried deep within you. That silence, that's God's response. Not in thunder, not in burning bushes, but in stillness. Because once you've declared who you are, once you've spoken healing, abundance, forgiveness, love, the universe starts shifting. But here's the part no one tells you. It's not always instant. Sometimes after you say it, nothing happens. No angelic music, no falling stars, no miracles on your doorstep. And this is where most people quit. They whisper, I am worthy, and then check their phone. They say, I am loved, and then scroll Instagram, hoping someone proves it. But the truth is, the magic happens not when you speak the words, but when you keep living as if they're already true. This is faith. This is alignment. And this is how your world begins to bend. I want to tell you something no motivational speaker, no guru, no coach can give you. Power doesn't come from saying things out loud. Power comes from believing them in silence. Even when everything around you says otherwise, that's when you become unstoppable. That's when you stop asking, where's my miracle, and start walking like one. Let's be real. You're going to have days where doubt hits you like a tidal wave. Days when everything in your mind screams, it's not working. You'll feel foolish. You'll question why you even started. But if you can just hold on, say the words anyway, even if your hands are shaking, even if you're crying in your car, even if life is crumbling around you, whisper it anyway. I am healing. I am enough. It's already happening. Why? Because every word you repeat becomes a brick. And brick by brick, you are building the world you deserve. You may not see it yet, but it's forming. It's real. The right person is already walking toward you. The opportunity is already lining up. The healing is already being prepared. But they cannot find you if you're not speaking the language of your future. You must speak it, breathe it, think it, live it before you see it. That's the secret. That's how Sarah beat depression. That's how David in the Bible took down giants. That's how every great person you've admired, whether spiritual or scientific, rose above their past. Not by being louder, but by being clearer about who they are, what they believe, and what they're attracting. So here's your moment. No one's watching, no one's judging, just you and the silent, sacred space where reality is born. Are you ready? Say this in your mind, slowly, gently. Feel every word as if it were a sunrise in your soul. I am ready. I am chosen. I am enough. I receive now. Say it again and wait. You'll know when the shift begins, not because the world changes first, but because you do. Your posture, your breath, your energy. You'll wake up one morning, look in the mirror, and for the first time, not wish to be someone else, because you'll finally see the miracle that's been waiting. You. The words were never the magic. You are. And from now on, every time you say them in your head, you are returning to the truth. So go on. Keep whispering. Keep walking. Keep becoming. And when the day comes, and it will come, when everything you dreamed arrives at your door, you'll smile, not in surprise, but in certainty. Because you already knew. You already saw it. You already said it. Now you're just living it. If this message stirred something deep within you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to remember who they are. You are not alone on this journey. Here, we believe in the impossible, and we believe in you.